So I'm here today to film a products I regret buying video, which is like super traumatic, and I know people are gonna be upset about shit I regret buying, but I literally don't care. So I'm gonna start off with the most traumatic thing in my video, the thing that will get probably the most hate and obscenity is 2 of my Naked palettes. I know, right? I mostly regret buying the Naked Smoky palette because it's just like so not wearable for real life. The shimmers are like too glittery. The mattes are just like so, like, it's very smoky. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I just like feel like all of these colors here are like the same color. Actually, this one too. So like there's 4 colors that are the exact same color. Then there's like 2 shimmery light colors, 2 matte light colors, and then like just like 2 medium toned colors. I feel like my problem with a lot of the Naked palettes, or this one and the Naked 2 palette, is there aren't a lot of medium shades. Like if you look at the, actually I guess with this one my problem is there's too many medium shades. Like all of these shades are the same. Like all of these shades, like they're the same. Like Snakebite, Suspect, Pistol, Verve, like all the same colors. Like I also am annoyed that Half Baked is in this palette. I just don't reach for this palette. I don't know what it is because I love cool toned eyeshadows, but like, here's the thing. I love a good taupe, and like there just isn't a good taupe in this palette, which is fucking annoying because like it's a fucking cool toned eyeshadow palette. Like Suspect is too warm to be taupe. Verve is too silver to be taupe. Pistol is just like too gray. It's not really taupe, and like it's very sheer. There it is there. It's just like, there's not enough dimension in the palettes. Like this one has too many like dark shades and not enough medium toned shades, and this one has the opposite problem of having so many medium shades but like no dark shades. Like it just has Busted and Blackout, and like Blackout isn't even that great of a black. Like if I swatch it, like, thanks for that fantastic black. Like Makeup Geek Corrupt is a way better black. This black isn't that great, which is sometimes nice to blend out into your crease, but it's just like there's not enough dark colors to really create a whole look with this. I do appreciate that there's a matte white or a matte off-white in both of these palettes because I can't create a whole look without a matte white. Nothing makes you want to die more than a shimmery brow bone highlight, but yeah, it's not that I hate the palettes, I just don't reach for them, and I can't do, it's not like something I can just pick up and go with. Like if I use one of these palettes, I have to use something else to finish off the look. I don't know, I just never reach for these palettes, ever. And I love my Naked 1 palette. Like you can see my Naked 1 palette is beat to shit, but as you can see, the Naked 1 palette has like some light tones, medium tones, and then a couple more dark tones, and it's just like there's more going on in this palette. Like it has like 4 dark shades, 4 medium shades, and like 3 light shades. It has a transition shade. Like it's just, this palette is the bee's knees for a reason. Mine is falling apart because I've used it to death. This was like my first this was my first high-end eyeshadow palette, I think. Oh, actually, besides the Kat Von D palette, and I just live for it. If you are in the market for one of those palettes, I would honestly recommend the Coastal Scents Revealed palettes. I have the Revealed 1 palette, which I really don't need because it's basically a combination of the Naked and Naked 2 palette. So like you have your matte, warm toned, and like neutral tone shadows, and then your cool tone shadows. You've got darks, you've got lights. It doesn't have as many matte shades as the first one. It has 4 mattes, a bunch of satins, and some shimmery glittery colors, but I do think the pigmentation, the quality of these shadows is fantastic. Like, just look at that. That's so beautiful. Focus. Like, that's a beautiful taupe. Actually, it's a little bit warm, but still. Like, just has gorgeous shades. I love it. Like, I just think, like, this pigmentation is just as good. I mean, obviously, it's not as good as Urban Decay, but it's great, and these are, like, 20 bucks. I also have the Revealed 2 palette, which is a dupe for the Naked 3 palette because I knew that I would never wear all these pinky toned colors. So I got this instead, and I honestly really like it. I mean, I don't reach for it very often, but I don't regret it as much because it's only $20 as opposed to like the $68, I believe is how much a fucking Naked palette goes for now, which hurts my soul. The only other eyeshadow palettes I have to talk about are these fucking Maybelline palettes. I don't know why I bought 2 of them. I bought the Nudes, and I really didn't like it, and for some reason I bought the Smokes too. Like, The quality and the pigmentation of these shadows is just not great. There's not a lot going on in these palettes. Honestly, it's just not worth your money. I believe it's like, they're like $10 to $15. This one is actually even worse than this one because like there's just no cohesion in these colors and I don't like them, and like literally there are colors in here that are untouched. This palette is garbage. Don't buy these. Buy the revealed palettes. That's where I'm sending you. I have 2 concealers I regret buying. The first one is the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. I wanted to love this concealer. I have the shade L5, which is a neutral toned concealer. I also bought the white concealer, and although the formulation is the same, I like the white one because I'm so fair I can mix it into other things and like it's not as bad, but I just find this one is kind of cakey and heavy, which makes sense because that's what the Lock-It concealer is like. I mean, the coverage is nice, but just like for under my eyes, like that just is too heavy. I really can't wear it. I've thought about mixing it with lighter concealers or like lighter consistency concealers, but it's just too much work. I just never reach for this. The other one I don't like is the Morphe Bare Skin Concealer. I bought this at IMATS and we just let the girl at the counter match us because she was like, I'm so great at this, I can just match you on site. You don't even need to swatch them. We were like, okay. And so this girl matched me to this motherfucking color. Now, to be fair, it's their lightest shade, but do you see this? It's fucking orange. Like, I've tried lighting this concealer, but it has such a heavy yellow undertone that no matter, I'd have to make, it would be mostly white concealer and no much this concealer, and this concealer honestly isn't great enough for me to care that much to use a whitener in it, so like, if you're pale, do not buy this. I fucking hate when brands have shitty pale concealers. Get it together. I have 2 foundations in this one. One I really hate and one I only kind of hate. This is the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. I have never been able to get these to work. I tried to return them once, but I think I bought them with a gift card, so like I couldn't, and like, first of all, I've had them for like a year and like now they're like cakey and disgusting. I tried to use them again. I used them with moisturizer, I used them alone, I used them with oil, and either way it just looked disgusting. I actually read online somewhere where someone being like, you know, if you're having trouble using with oil, it's because oils are supposed to like pull into your skin. So what happens if you mix it with oil, and like for me, I have really dry skin, so my skin sinks up oil and moisturizer, so like it actually pulls it into my skin. And then it ends up looking splotchy and you can see all my pores and it's just awful. This is the shade N10 and like I just, as you can see, it's covered in dirt and dust because I never use it. And I tried to go use it the other day because I was like, maybe I'll give it a whirl again, and it's just like dried up and disgusting and time to be thrown out. The other one is my Kat Von D Lock-It foundation, which makes me sad because I love Kat and I love so many of her products, but this I'm in the shade Light 44 Cool, and my first issue with this is that, I'm running out of hand space here. My first issue is that Light 42 is the shade lighter than this, and it's like basically white, but this is Light 44 and it's like too dark for me. So what the fuck? So I do have to mix this with a foundation lightener, and again, it's a really heavy, cakey foundation, so for me, I have to mix in some moisturizer or some primer. And because it's such a matte, flat foundation and I like a dewy, glowy finish, I have to mix in like some highlighter drops, and it's just like a whole thing to use this foundation. It's not a bad foundation once I mix everything in. It's a beautiful combination and I like it, and it does last long. So if I want something to last, like, it's why I never thought about returning this, because if I want something to last, like, it'll last, but it's just not my ideal foundation, and I honestly think if you have dry skin, you should definitely pass on it, which everyone told me, but I didn't listen, and here I am regretting my purchase. I'm going to talk about my one skincare item, and this is the Bliss Triple Oxygen Instant Energizing Eye Masks. Now, I don't regret this because it doesn't work. I regret this because it doesn't work any better than any other eye mask. Like, honestly, I would definitely recommend buying the Sephora eye masks. They're super hydrating, super refreshing. This is just like $68 for nothing any better than the other ones. So I would just say it's a waste of your money, whereas you could buy cheaper ones that do the same. Like, maybe there's some ingredients in there that do something, but you're wearing it on your face for like 15 minutes. What could it really do? And like, it's not something that I wear a lot, so like, I don't believe that. I regret buying the Benefit Lolli-Tint. I hate this. I hate the applicator. I hate the whole idea of it. I'm covered in makeup now, so like I'm getting makeup on everything. Like, I love the color and like, it's a beautiful shade, but the problem is no matter how I try to apply it, like you have to work so fast with it, and no matter what, it ends up, like look, I just applied it to my hand and then tried to blend it out, and you can see there's like a purple splotch where I first applied it and then I blended it out, and like it just stays a splotch where you first apply it. So like you have to like apply it and immediately blend it out, and like that's just too much work for me. First of all, you get so much fucking product in here, like I'm never gonna use this up. It's just a waste of money, a waste of my time, too much energy. Bye. I didn't grab the liquids, or the liquid lipsticks that go with this, but the Kylie Jenner Lip Kits. I am so on the fence about them still, but I do regret buying some of them. Like this is Kourt K, and I believe it's Leo, the dark ones. I would say do not buy. They are just so patchy. You have to put on so many coats, and then your lips feel so cakey. And like, I do love her black one in Dead of Night, which is what I have the liner for, but like, look at this liner. Look at it. Like, that is not that black. That is a gray lip liner. And honestly, like, I just think there are so many better formulas out there that you could buy. Like, you do not need a lip liner to go with your lipstick, first of all. You just don't. Second of all, you could go buy a Kat Von D or a ColourPop or like so many other brands that are just as good, that are cheaper or better quality or whatever. I just don't think they're worth the hype. I do have a couple that I like, but I honestly wouldn't buy any more unless a color really comes out that's super unique. I have 1% battery left, so like we're ripping through this. The last thing is something that I'm not sure if I regret or not, if I'm gonna be honest with you, but I wanted to talk about it. This is the Glamglow Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturizer. I bought this at the Sephora VIB sale this year, and my problem with this is that I feel like, first of all, for me personally, it's not moisturizing enough to be a moisturizer. I just put it on my arm here. I hope you can see it. So what I end up doing is mixing it with foundations. Like today I mixed it with my Wet n Wild Photo Ready foundation, but I just don't know if it's any different than using my Becca Backlight Primer. Like I feel like these are the same thing and I don't need both. Please tell me below what products you regret buying, because I don't want to buy them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.